Hi and welcome to this video on the Outwell magnetic band connector. In this video I'll show you how to use the magnetic band connector and how to disconnect and reconnect your vehicle from your awning. First, let's see what's inside the magnetic band connector kit. In the sturdy carry bag you will find a plastic strip for usage on awnings that does not come with a factory fitted beading. We will find the actual magnetic band, which has a sewn-on beading, and 4 guylines. You'll find 4 pegs, and finally you will find 3 of the plastic figure of 8 strips. Here we can see one of our drive-away awnings connected to a vehicle using the magnetic band connector. The magnetic band connector is, as the name implies, magnetic. It's a piece of magnet enveloped in a piece of fabric. For obvious reasons, it works with vehicles that has a steel roof. If we lift this flap, we can see the actual beadings that are sewn on to the awning. That is connected via this figure of 8 plastic strip to the magnetic band connector itself. Our magnetic band connector comes equipped with 4 guiline points with pre-attached guylines. It does work without the guylines, but we recommend always to use the guylines because it will give you the ability to put much more tension on your access zone roof, and that is important to ensure that the water will run off in all weather conditions. Before we can disconnect our drive-away awning from the vehicle and drive away, we need to prepare the awning for the disconnect. That's very easy and very fast. We'll have to remove the pegs that attaches this end of the access zone in both sides before we can move to the other side of the vehicle. One of the key things for a successful disconnect, and not the least reconnect, is the ability to place the vehicle at approximately the same location as it was. To help doing that, we'll place 2 pegs. Our neon plastic pegs are very ideal for this. They are easy to see and they won't harm your tires if you accidentally happen to run over them. I'll place them at the center next to the tire, at the center of the wheel, on each wheel on this side. And then I'll remove the 4 guylines and pegs on this side of the vehicle. What remains now is to remove the magnetic band connector from the vehicle roof, which is done very simply, like this. And then I'll disassemble the magnetic band connector from the awning. And we can pack this away. And in order to make it safe to drive away, we'll roll up the access zone so we won't leave that hanging in the wind. Now we can remove the vehicle, but before we leave our site, we'll have to make sure that our awning is secure, so it will be here when we return from our trip. Now we are almost ready to head off. These pegs that mark the wheel placements obviously need to be left in place, so we can use them when we return from our trip. Then we need to secure our awning, so we are sure it'll still be here when we return. Underneath the access zone roof, on all Outwell drive-away awnings, you will find an additional set of guylines. These are intended for and advised to use whenever you're driven away. The storm webbing at the corners is also advised to use. That way we can safely go away and be sure that our awning will be here whenever we return. Now we are back from our trip, and before we can reverse the vehicle into our spot, we need to remove these 4 guylines to make room for the vehicle. we have guiline retainers on Outwell driveway awnings, meaning it's easy to manage your guylines when they're not in use. Now we have our vehicle back in place, so we can unroll our access zone. This will expose the beadings on the awning, which I will use to reattach the magnetic band connector. I'll slide the figure of 8 channels onto the beading on the awning. We'll use the larger of the 2 beadings on the awning. Here you can see how the figure of 8 plastic strip connects the larger of the beadings on the awning with the beading on the magnetic band connector. And then I'll lift the magnetic band connector onto the roof of the vehicle. And pulling the guylines across the vehicle. As said earlier, it's always advised to use the guylines, so we'll do just that. The final trip remaining is pegging out the corners of the access zone on both sides. That's it. Enjoy your camping. Thank you for watching.